Hey, good morning. This is Ray over here at Namrack Farms, and I'm cutting this video here, and it's dark, and the sheep are sitting out here in the dark, and I'm getting ready to head over to Chick-fil-A to hang out with my good friends and talk about Jesus this morning. But before I left, I wanted to continue the story of love and talk a little bit more about what happened. You know, I told you about her agonizing death, and we were right here, up here at the barn, and she died in my hands. And I'm going to tell you, that was an agonizing moment. As I sat there and I held her. And I told my children, I said, go to your rooms. And I laid her down. And I got up and I walked. I turned my back and I walked. Walked right out into this field out here. And I walked immediately and went straight to where Faith and Hope and Molly were to make sure they were okay. I went to my other sheep and I checked on them to make sure they were okay. And then I just stood there in the middle of my sheep as their shepherd. You know, and it made me think of that day when Jesus, when he died on the cross, he willingly laid down his life as the Lamb of God. And in his hands of the Father, he breathed his last breath. And I've always thought maybe God turned his back because he was mad at the sin, or maybe God turned his back because he just couldn't stand to look at such a filthy thing. And you know, that's not it at all. As we look at the heart of the Father, his heart was broken at the loss of his son. Yet he turned his back and he ripped the curtain and he exited where everyone thought he was. And he went and he checked on Faith and he checked on Hope. He went to where Peter, James, and John and the others were. And he went out there to make sure they were okay. And yes, the Father again could be with his people. And he stood there with a smile on his face, because the sacrifice of his son allowed him, God our Father, to once again stand in the middle of his sheep, to enjoy that relationship, to enjoy that unity, to enjoy that oneness. And though the hurt and the pain of the loss was great, the sacrifice that Jesus gave through his love made it possible for the Good Shepherd once again to forever stand with his sheep. Now go enjoy the shepherd. I'll see you soon.